Cool. All right. Got Tyler O'Shea here O'Shea. I think I slurred there with my Invisalign. From the Underdog newsletter. And we met back a few months back in the spring, maybe, of last year.
Yeah, I think so.
Found us each other on Twitter and helped them out a little bit, getting to understand more about email deliverability. So I wanted to have a chat with him on how things are going with his newsletter, what he's learned over that time, what's working for him, and then, just kind of spitball from there. If he's got any other things he wants to kind of dig into, ask questions with, we can do that as well. And so if you want to go ahead and just give your little elevator speech of what inspired you to start the Underdog newsletter and how it's gotten to where it's at now.
Sure. Yeah. So I got cut from the baseball team in seventh grade, and long story short, I was digging into the weeds looking for inspiration and a reason why, I should continue playing baseball basically and like keep trying. I was always undersized, so I looked to those stories and, after graduating college, launched my own website, got into the newsletter game after that. And, my whole mission's built around telling inspiring underdog stories that are happening around sports or have happened historically to kind of give that inspiration to future generations, people of all ages. To give them the same feeling that I was looking for when I was, that undersized baseball player growing up.
Nice. And how big is the list right now?
It's at 22, close to 23,000 now.
Nice. Um, when when you started building the list, and I know we went over this when we first met, what were your issues you were having? What was the deliverability problem you were having, or what were the challenges you were facing when you were trying to kind of catch your stride with the newsletter?
Yeah, so I mean, our conversation last year was like pivotal. I would say completely changed like how I approach things. I was sending to my entire list to begin with, always. So basically the engagement was dependent on the source of subscribers that I was pulling from in a given month. So if it was Facebook ads and if it was a lower quality ad or for whatever reason Facebook wasn't targeting the right people that month, my list, like my open rate would slowly erode over time. So it got to a point where Beehiiv actually emailed me last probably April and was like flagging my send like me as a sender. And that was like, holy crap, like what am I gonna do? So luckily I came across you on Twitter. Um, and I feel like, yeah, like I didn't really know what to do. And we jumped on a Zoom call and like you gave me a lot of free advice, which was amazing. And I had such a hard time accepting that I had to send to less people than I had on my list. And like that was
Right.
really hard to grapple with. But I actually pulled up the metrics, and from that time, like April, May, June, I cut a few thousand subscribers and then like just kept sending to the entire list. And then I think after we spoke, I implemented like a base sending segment and started just sending to them. And then like I think I originally like got a little impatient. So like a couple weeks after that, I sent to my full list again, and it was the same story. It was like
Right.
25% open rate or something crazy. And then I was like, all right, I just got to accept it, trust the process, and then over this next year, commit to this. And I've been doing it ever since. And my open rate has gone from like at its lowest, it was like 23, 24%. And I remember showing that to you, and you're like, for your kind of newsletter, like that's not like right. Like there it should be a
Right.
lot higher. Now, like we just had our most unique opens ever this past Sunday, and we're trying to keep hitting new records, and it's like 55% open rate now, which I'm really happy with.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I just shared in my newsletter this past week about the what I call the newsletter engagement flywheel. The flywheel is a big hot thing that's going around now with the term, so I went with that. But it's basically what you're saying. Like to be able to grow your list and keep growing it, you gotta you gotta have the engagement, right? Because the engagement is what shows all the ISPs that people want your newsletter, they're reading it, they're engaging with it, which means they're going to put you in the inbox. Otherwise, you're going to end up most likely spam, and then worse off, things get really bad if you keep on sending the whole list and never stop. You start getting bounces and get into the hole. So by getting that engagement metric higher, you're actually getting your domain reputation up, which is putting stuff in the inbox, which then more people are seeing when you're onboarding these people on Facebook, no matter where it's come from. Everyone's getting in their inbox now versus maybe a small percentage of them or none of them, which then
Mhm.
your list is going to keep on growing and it just keeps growing, growing, growing. So the earlier people understand that and they get this whole idea of a base sending segment or focusing on engagement and not just list size, they're going to see their list grow uh, effectively, not the list size. The list size is always a vanity metric, right? You want to engage people there, but then you're
Yep.
going to totally see it'll start, ramping up, which I think you're starting to see here. At least in the past couple of months, I've seen some good growth from you, and your engagements haven't gone down, right? So your list is growing, your engagement's not going down. So it's not like you're churning out and uh, purging out subscribers that affects anything. You're just keep on sending to the people that are engaged, and your list is growing. So
Yeah, and I think yeah, if anything, engagement's gone up as I've grown. Like it's something that I've seen, and I think another thing I learned from you was like monitoring specific ISPs. I guess that's what it is, right? ISPs like
yeah,
Gmail,
inbox
AOL.
service providers.
Yeah, so I have it very basic for myself. Like, I have Gmail and non-Gmail. I also have everything else broken out, but I have like last 7 days because I'm a weekly sender. Last 7 days sent, last 7 days open, last 7 days clicked, and just like monitoring that every week is helpful. My Gmail versus non-Gmail are pretty similar in terms of open rates, so around 50%. Gmail tends to be a little bit higher for whatever reason, probably because there's more people in that bucket, but and then also like the idea of the base sending segment. I think when I first started, I was just like very like keeping that tight, and then like I slowly expanded it as like my reach or my open rate like started being consistent or growing. So I started expanding that a little bit. Now I think I'm at like 120, 90, 60 or something like that.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so
So that's a perfect example or explanation. Is it hurts in the beginning when people get this concept of base sending segment. I'm getting rid of a bunch of people, and now I'm sending to 60% less or whatever the number is. Um, But one of the reasons you do that is because you never did it before. So you gotta, take the medicine, unfortunately. But if people start off with that, then the idea is that you're always gonna have good inboxing. So you won't have to, cut your knees out, spite your face, whatever the saying is. Where in your case, you have to tighten up probably tighter than we may have wanted to because you want those engagement metrics at the inbox, and then you're doing the right things. You slowly start loosening it up. If you don't see your engagement metrics changing, your open rates are the same, your click percentages are the same, then yeah, keep on loosening up a little bit because that's also going to help try to re-engage people that may have fallen off already.
Mhm.
Um, so you're doing the right thing there. That's perfect.
And then I loop in those people. I think I even named it like audience bridge segment, like from your newsletter because people who have clicked anytime ever or anytime in the last 365 days. I'm not sure what I set it up as, but looping them in every so often to try and re-engage those people is helpful too.
Nice. Um, do you have any questions or issues or things you'd like to touch on?
Yeah, I mean, should I expand my sending segment even further? Like now that it's been like I've been over 50% open rates for the past probably couple months now. Um,
Um, I, I wouldn't be scared of opening it up a little bit more. I mean, again, it's just the way you're doing your introduction every once in a while of the A/B segment you call it, is one way for the re-engagement by expanding your base segment out, pushing it out a little bit more. It's another engagement technique, right? You're just adding more people that may have engaged in the past. Um, I would I would expand, openers, clickers, numbers. I would never expand out your added, right? Newly added, whatever
yeah,
that base is. Like they've had enough time to open or click. If they haven't, don't send to them. They're not interested. It's just a waste. All I can do is probably hurt you. So I would leave that added. What is that at? 30 days? 60 days?
30 days, I think.
30
Yeah.
days?
Actually,
Um,
no, it might be at 60 actually now.
Might be 60 because you send once a week.
Yeah, I think it is 60. Yeah, but just as like a testimonial for your help with me, like I have all the numbers in a spreadsheet. So I started tracking in July of last year, and I believe we talked like towards the end of June maybe. Um, so like my base sending segment, my list size was like 13,500 at the end of June. And talk about like the pain of like just narrowing down to a base sending segment. It was like 90, 65, 33. I think I did something
Mhm.
weird. And the base sending segment size was like 6,700. Um, but at that time, I could just like I could even just share my screen to show you. Um, oh, sorry.
You can go ahead.
Yeah, just to show you my post report. I just thought it was interesting to look at. So, from that time, can you see this?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so from that time, like it was, 20% was like the low before I really started sending to the base sending segment, but it was like 29%, 30%, 37. Like you could just see it slowly climbed. And like I don't even think I was really even growing my list during this time. Like it was actually getting smaller to the amount of people I was sending to. But once like I got this open rate up a little bit, it's just steadily grown since then. Like the engagement, like the number of people opening my newsletter, even though the list only grew like by say 2,000
Yeah, but
people, the unique opens are like what they were. Like I'm reaching more people in the inbox objectively. Like there's no debating that. And click-through rate was really strong. It's kind of gamified in Beehiiv because of the poll feature, but um, you'll see like this has come down a little bit since then. But then I turned growth back on. Now you're getting like 5,000 into like the 5,000 range, and now we're closer to like the 6,000, hopefully 7,000 unique opens range. But I'm still sending to a very small percentage of my list, like compared to everything else, like to the total size. So, I probably have to delete like people and actually remove people now because I've like that's the last thing I'm clinging on to is like the size of the overall list. Like
right.
it in my mind, like I just don't want to go back down, but I'm just mainly focused on this base sending segment, but I've kind of tracked that over time here. Just checking in, leaving my notes, measuring the, welcome email engagement over time. I have a second welcome email that goes out 7 days later, but just tracking that. And then I also have, not engaged, never engaged. There's a lot of overlap here, but removing hard bounces, people that where it was sent, not delivered. But, you know, it's it's been really helpful just for tracking all this stuff and knowing that I have an engaged list of people that actually want my emails.
Yeah, that's awesome. And congrats with the saw the sponsorship for the movie that went out.
Yeah, that
How'd
was
that
that was
do?
cool. They reached out to me. It was like an independent film, and it was really well received, and I thought it was a really good fit. But that's something I'm trying to get a little bit better at is like only accepting sponsorships that are a good fit for my audience.
Yeah, that's always a tough one. when
Yeah,
when
it's hard to
when
pass up money.
clients.
Yeah. But also that's why you release your own products too. Like the book did pretty well. So I'm trying to focus on more future products, like maybe a trivia card game or something like that to go with my trivia, which is like the most engaging section of my newsletter usually. But yeah, there's endless ways you can monetize, and I think it's only up from here.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, well, what do you think the most common mistake is for people that are doing newsletters on their own?
I would say not respecting the relationship with the inbox, like in general, like beyond deliverability. Like if a person signs up for your newsletter, they need to be treated with respect. Like you're taking up real estate in like their phone and their laptop inbox. Like that's like a pretty like intimate like relationship in terms of like compared to social media, you can like follow, unfollow people and like skip past things. Like if someone's coming into your inbox, like for a lot of people, like that's where like everything is managed is like their work email or whatever, their personal email. Like they curate that very carefully and like just like people don't want to get like blasted with spam text messages, you shouldn't blast them with emails that they don't want. Or even like the survey thing, like for B2B, it makes sense, but like I see some B2C newsletters like putting people through like a 5-step process just to sign up for the newsletter, and like just get someone signed up and like show them value immediately, and like why they should, like why you deserve their attention, basically.
Cool. Um, just thought popped in my head going back to when you were saying how you have your Gmail stats segments and then the other domain segments for monitoring. When I did the webinar with EJ last week or the week before, a couple weeks ago, um, he did mention that they are, because I have my own uh, software that we built to track that on our different ESPs that we use to pull in there. So we can see the stats versus having to calculate it and look at it all the time. But he said they are coming out with that's on the roadmap being developed right now, being able to see delivery by domain group.
Yeah, that'll be amazing. And yeah, it's helpful not to have to make a bunch of segments because I have like 150 plus segments right now. I'm not managing them
And
all.
that was the problem with Beehiiv, which I mentioned on the call, was that um, their segments obviously they run for the web, but then they'll go dormant, or they won't run anymore because they just don't want to use all that processing power for all these segments for no reason. Um, so that should be coming soon, which will be great. And also, are you doing any email cleaning as far as email validation of the people that are signing up, or
No, so I have like where my sign up boxes are, I think I have like embedded with it like the Cloudflare or um
CAPTCHA, Google CAPTCHA,
yeah, the
free
Google
CAPTCHA?
CAPTCHA, like the invisible CAPTCHA, I believe. So I'm hoping that's enough. I mean, when I try to like I get signups to like a third party tool I use like through my ad network. It's like kind of like it's called like a spotlight subscribe like model basically. Um, and I have to like manually upload those subscribers, and like oftentimes like Beehiiv will reject them or it'll be like a duplicate subscriber. So I feel like they're pretty decent at like cleaning the list up front. But yeah, I am kind of worried in the back of my mind about like spam traps or anything like that that could.
Yeah, you're gonna want to check that out eventually. Beehive did say that that's another thing that they're coming out with is the
Okay.
email validation service, kind of built in natively, so that they can actually use a third party uh, person, whatever software to check that it is not a spam trap or
Mhm.
undeliverable or whatever it is. So,
Okay. Yeah, that's
um,
good. I mean, they're innovating a lot and releasing a lot of new features. The one problem I will say though, if anyone listens to this, like their template rollout was like horrible and it like ruined my newsletter template, but I think they fixed it, so should be
the, the new website builder came out and it messed up the way your newsletter was set up.
yeah, like they rolled out like a newsletter template thing with that or something, and it changed.
Hmm. Well, that sucks.
But I saw a lot of other people complaining about it, so I think they did fix it. But
Is it fine now for you, or do you have to like just rework your whole template to fit the
I
new
kind of had to rework it to make sure it was good. But once you do it, I think you're good until they release another feature that.
until they roll it back? You have
Yeah,
the new one that doesn't work on the old one.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
not a big deal. I mean, I can't really complain. They're pretty cost effective for what they provide.
they'll figure it out. Um, well, a few side topics here. Since you are into sports and you have a sports newsletter, who are the Eagles drafting tonight?
Honestly, this is the first year I haven't really cared or paid attention like their draft. I haven't even looked at a single mock draft this year. Um,
Well, you're
they're the
lucky.
reigning Super
I
Bowl
have it.
champs. I mean,
I have it pulled up right here. You guys
who are they projecting at
are
32?
projecting Josh Conley Jr., offensive tackle from Oregon. Actually, a guy that I would want for the Dolphins.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't mind bolstering the O line. I mean, we
Right.
had some injuries in the playoffs where Jurgens had to push through and Dickerson had to push through injuries to play. So you can never have too many O linemen.
Sticking a defensive lineman,
Where are you
which we,
guys
which we
picking?
need. 13.
13.
But I mean, we need everything. We need defensive line, we need offensive line, we need quarterbacks. Ramsey's gonna be gone, and so all we have like no cornerbacks, no secondary basically on our team really. The only thing we have are receivers, an
Mhm.
injured quarterback,
Yeah.
and that's about our team, and
I
a running
mean,
back. The chain's pretty good.
it's concerning to see like Tua still going out there and like putting his body on the line and like I feel like they got to make moves with their receivers, like just either trade Tyreek Hill or like do something to like get some more talent in there, like
You figured they would have traded Tyreek this year, but
yeah.
he's not adding too much value with all his antics. So I'm sure his stock isn't that. They probably want Waddle more than him.
Hmm.
Um, and who you got winning the NBA Finals?
I'm not a big basketball guy, honestly. That's like my one weak point is I really can't write well about basketball. I don't know. Who do you have?
Who do I have? Uh, I want the Heat to win, but they're probably not going to win it. I think I don't know why. Just I think the Lakers are going to win it because I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's Luca's time.
The narrative too
Yeah,
doesn't hurt.
I don't care about LeBron winning another one. I just
Yeah.
like Luca.
Were you
Um,
a LeBron guy when he was down there?
I mean, we're always a away guy, but I mean, it was great to have the
Yeah.
best player in the league down there. So it was fun until he left. But
Yeah.
you know, liked him, liked him when he was there. Don't like how he left, and I think it's his fault that Wade ended up leaving and not staying the whole time with the club
Hmm.
because of his, LeBron, you should just leave and get your money here. They don't, whatever. And so he left and they came back anyways. But that's probably the biggest thing I hate about that.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, that was an iconic ESPN special when he announced that he was coming to the Heat.
like the Boys and Girls Club.
Crazy. What a crazy time that was.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then what about Stanley Cup?
It's another weak point, man. I can't keep up with all these sports. I just follow like the
I
story.
mean, I don't watch any Stanley
Yeah.
Cup.
Yeah, I mean when the Flyers have been horrible, so I just really haven't watched hockey as much
Yeah,
lately.
got the Panthers here that are, you know, pretty good. So,
Yeah, always pretty good
yeah,
in
it's pretty
recent years.
funny that like the Florida teams, even the Lightning, are like the best
Yeah.
in the most southern you can get in the U.S. and they're the best in the NHL hockey. It's crazy.
You don't think of like Florida as a hockey like hub, but it kind of is now.
Oh yeah, it's 100%. It's funny because I live in West Palm, so just north of Miami. One of my good friends from back in high school lives in Tampa, and they're big Lightning fans because their son plays hockey over there. But they got like crazy hockey, ice hockey leagues and stuff all over the place now because of these teams.
Yeah.
It's like travel hockey and it's like huge. I'm like, geez, Florida?
Yeah.
I don't get it. You like get out and it's freaking 105 degrees up.
Crazy. It seems awesome down there. I mean, I've always kind of saw myself in the future living in Florida, but I know it's changed a lot.
It's getting freaking packed. Traffic is out of control.
Have you
It's,
been there your whole life? I forget if you said that.
yeah, I've been down here pretty much my whole life. Uh, Went to Florida State University, then came back to Palm Beach County. So I've been here the whole time.
Nice.
But you never know. Eventually, I'll probably move once my kids are away and out in college. Maybe move to the mountains or something. Some little slower pace.
Yeah, that'll be a big difference, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we love it whenever we go to the mountains or the lake. It's so peaceful and sit
Yeah.
there by the fire, smoke a cigar, go fishing. Uh, Pretty much a dream, in my opinion.
Get away from the screens.
Get away from the screens, the noise. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But can't take my kids there and then they're away from their friends, school. It's like, but not too much more time.
That's my
Uh,
biggest struggle this time of year is like I work remotely. I'm on screens all day. My my newsletter's on a screen. Like I have to look at a screen all the time, and like I just want to be outside. So I got to find a way to work around it.
You're not going to the newsletter conference, are you?
No, I haven't been able to make any of these conferences, and I'm kind of regretting it because people reach out and ask if I'll be there. But maybe once I'm a little bit bigger, we'll see.
You're getting there. I'm impressed with the growth and what's going on, and you can just see with all the how much attention you put to it with your spreadsheets and everything that you definitely want it. So it's gonna get there for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Is there anything I could do to help you out? Because you've given me a lot of free free advice and help. I mean, I'll
Yeah, I mean, this is,
the
I mean,
case
more than
studies.
anything, just like, you've taken the stuff that you've learned, and it's not just me. I mean, you get stuff from all different people, and I see you talking about it, and you can learn a lot out there and apply it and be successful at it. And that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I mean the space is like getting invaded with like a lot of like people that don't know what they're talking about. So, that's the one thing I'm kind of trying to push people towards like the right people to get advice from and kind of ignore the noise that's out there. Because now
Yeah,
it's
I try to focus more on the engagement and the deliverability side of things. I don't think enough people talk about it out there.
no.
I don't think enough people understand it either. Like you said, everyone just my list has got to get bigger and keep on sending. Yeah, until you get to a certain size, and then it doesn't work anymore, and now you're screwed.
And I'm
So,
glad it happened to me at like 10,000 instead of like 50,000 because this would be a whole different conversation at that point. Like it would be more of a business problem than just like a, you
oh,
know, growth
100%.
and
I mean,
engagement problem.
I guess you looked and you said you weren't having that Yahoo problem, but that Yahoo block that's happening right now is devastating people.
Mhm.
There's some
Yeah,
people that,
people won't prioritize this stuff until it is a problem. That's kind of what I learned, at least in my experience. Like it's not a sexy thing to talk about or care about, but like
right,
it's a big difference, night and day.
yeah. Well, cool. Great. If anything else, we'll always reach out. Um, Keep in touch. And looking forward to seeing. And don't forget to go out and buy his books on Amazon. Bestseller, like eight
Briefly,
different
briefly a bestseller.
in five different categories. I had a bestseller in one category one time.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for reading it and for the shout outs about it. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. All right, Tyler. We'll keep in touch. Talk soon.
All right. Thanks,
All right.
Chris.
Yeah. Bye.
See you.